for people who watch the Travel Channel, which I don't think is kids. But this show is legitimately like the quality of a 2016 children's YouTube channel. It's awesome. It seems like it's unscripted. They just dick around in the woods. I love it. I have not watched an entire episode of it yet, but I've watched a lot of clips of it on YouTube, and it is my new favorite show. I'll show you one of my favorite clips of it right now. It's called Buck, Huckleberry, and Jeff Are Kidnapped.
We're in Wood County, West Virginia, and that road team pushed all three of our guys in the back of that van. Me and Wild Bill's gonna haul ass across this field and try to catch up with them.
One of the only downfalls in the show is that all of the members of the Mountain Monster Hunting Squad have the thickest southern accents in the entire world. The show needs subtitles like 100% of the time, so if you're not following right off the bat, I don't blame you. Here's what's happening. So this show follows this group of mountain monster hunters. They hunt monsters in like the southern United States around like the Appalachian area. And I guess during one of their mountain monster hunting activities, Buck, Huckleberry, and Jeff, three members of the crew, are kidnapped by masked men. This immediately intrigued me because in this show, their only adversaries are monsters. You'll see, it's like they hunt like Bigfoot, Wolfman, Chupacabras, etc. So the idea that they're getting kidnapped by three men wearing masks is very intriguing to me. It's like, are they working for a monster? Are three like normal guys, their day-to-day job is working for a monster? Does it pay them? But nevertheless, these three get kidnapped. The other two members of the crew are there looking, watching it happen, and they go off chasing them.
Now you can have your camera back. Take the hood off. You don't know where the hell you're at. You can film all you want now, big boy. Say cheese.
The van stops, a guy gets out and comes back and gives us our camera.
Super nice of them to give them their camera back and to let their entire camera crew actually come with while they're being kidnapped. Very generous. Kidnappers don't usually let them do that.
Say cheese.
Also, in this moment, I feel like we should be worried for these three guys' safety. They're being kidnapped. They're taken somewhere. They don't know where they are. They're probably gonna get eaten by a monster. But then they start showing clips of like confessional footage of them talking about what was happening that was clearly taken after this whole thing subsides. So I'm no longer worried about them at all. Obviously, they're all safe after this.
All right, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Keep the fucking talking to a minimum.
Jesus, dude, they switched up so fast. They were like, go ahead and record. Yeah, film as much as you want. Here's your camera even. And we'll smile and say hi to your camera. And then they're just like talking and back about how scared they are. And the guy's like, shut the fuck up. Keep it down back there. Keep the talking to a minimum, all right? And keep the filming to a maximum. You guys are gonna want to get this on camera, buddy. Maybe they don't want them talking because it's gonna ruin the footage. They know how good this is gonna be for the show. And they're like, shut the fuck up. You're gonna ruin it. We're the producers of the show. Shh, we're gonna make great TV together.
Me and Brother Willie, we're recon around this cabin. We're gonna get up there and put an eyeball on it. See what the hell is going on with our team members.
Huh? I don't know what it is about these guys, but every time it cuts to a confessional, not only are they just like incoherent, but they're also screaming.
See what the hell's going on with our team members.
It honestly actually makes it seem like whatever is about to happen is extremely traumatizing. If like when they get them in front of the camera for the first time afterwards, they're like,
I don't know what the fuck just happened, dude.
Anyway, the masked men take them to this cabin in the middle of the woods. They take them inside, they chain up the cameraman, and then they sit them down.
The light kicks on right in our face. You can see a mirror on the wall, and you can see a speaker and a camera. I've never seen a place like this, but it looks like an interrogation room.
A mirror, a speaker, and a camera? I've never seen a room like this in my goddamn life. That's the scariest, most nonsensical combination of things I can think of, dude. A room has no right having all three of those things. Actually, I hate to admit it, but the room I'm sitting in right now actually does have all three of those things. A camera, a speaker, and then there's a mirror over there. Because I'm a monster.
I've never seen a place like this, but it looks like an interrogation room.
You've never seen a place like this? There's literally episodes of this show where you guys like fight Bigfoot and you're thrown for a loop by a room with a camera and a speaker and a mirror.
This whole situation is weird.
I mean, yeah, man, I agree.
Hello?
Oh, shit. Cool. Sit down.
Oh shit, he said sit down. Sorry. Oh no, dude, it's another human clearly wearing a mask. No!
Damn, I'm sitting. As soon as that skeleton appeared in my face and said sit down, I sat down.
Hell yeah, you did, dude. I love this dude. This dude's name is Buck. His commentary that they cut to every time is literally just like repeating exactly what just happened. It's a shot of him sitting down and then he's like, I sat down, man.
Do you know who I
You're the guy that killed the Stonish Giant.
am?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck! That was our only guess.
I want to make a deal.
A deal? Let me tell you what right now, old boy. There's no way in hell we're gonna help you kill another damn Bigfoot.
I never said I was after a Bigfoot.
Starting to think these guys might be a little bit out of their element. They actually have no clue what's going on. Do you know who I am? Yeah, you're the dude who killed the Stonish Giant. What? No. Oh, that's right. Then you want us to kill a Bigfoot. No, I'm Brian. From the party last week? You don't remember me? The Stonish Brian? No, just Brian.
I want you to go back to Lee County, Virginia, and I want you to capture the woman of the woods.
The woman of the woods? The woman of the woods is someone we don't want to mess with.
Okay, that was clearly just one of them wearing a hood, right? Like very clearly just like an old man wearing a hood in a thermal camera. I like that this is the clip they show for the woman of the woods being someone you don't want to mess with too. Like the only thing I'm getting from this is that like they have a hot body temperature. You do not want to deal with the woman of the woods, dude. It has a fever. As you can tell from this clip, she is scalding hot.
This team's already had one heck of an encounter with her. When we were in Lee County, she touched Huckleberry and Jeff and marked them for death. She affected Jeff's mind, maybe for life.
Now you're probably thinking, dang, poor Jeff. This dude gets attacked by a woman of the woods and his brain is still like all fried from it. Well, let me tell you, dude, you don't even know the half of it, because this kind of shit happens to Jeff in every episode. I don't know what it is, but from every YouTube clip I've watched, if one of them gets attacked by a monster, it is Jeff. And every time, he is traumatized. As you could probably tell from the clip of him screaming. I think they might all be in the wrong profession, but especially Jeff. Please, Jeff, find a new job.
All right, we help you get this woman of the woods. How's this benefit us?
Yeah, Buck, are you really the one that should be brokering this deal? Are you really the one with the authority to be like, all right, yeah, we'll do it. We'll go back and capture the woman of the woods. No skin off my bones. Jeff is just sitting there sweating. Yeah, we will, we can totally help with that. No, that's fine. I liked it. I like the woman of the woods.
If you capture the woman of the woods, in exchange, I'll bring you those who killed the Stonish Giant.
You didn't kill him?
No.
Yeah, he already said that, dude. Are you guys paying attention at all? How do I know the lore of the show better than you do? Why do they keep trying to pin the Stonish Giant on this guy like they're crooked cops or something? Where were you on the night of the Stonish Giant's death? Oh my god, dude, for the last time I did not kill the Stonish Giant. Aha! We never mentioned that the Stonish Giant even died. Yeah, you did. You did like 5 times. Oh yeah? Then explain this. That's a picture of you holding the Stonish Giant's decapitated head. Did you kill him? Ah, shit, I've been caught again.
He says he can deliver who killed the Stonish Giant. If he can make good on that deal, that's something we're really gonna have to consider.
That's something that I'm really gonna have to consider, and Jeff's really gonna have to deal with.
I've never lied to you, and I never will.
Well, yeah, you kinda did.
You kinda did. 30 seconds ago when you said you didn't kill the Stonish Giant.
I didn't kill the fucking Stonish Giant!
There are secrets you have yet to learn.
Why is that a big surprising moment? I don't know everything in the whole world?
Everything you need is in front of you.
Where'd you go?
So the skeleton disappears, these guys get all pissed off and they're like, where'd he go? They're sick of all the riddles and all of the cryptic messages, so Buck takes a chair and he just slams through the glass to try to get to the bottom of this. And let me tell you, nothing will prepare you for what they find on the other side of this glass.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
It's a hog's head.
What the hell?
Maybe this is crazy, but to me, if you hunted monsters for a living, like weird cryptic things like this wouldn't be that surprising to you. So I just love how surprised they are. And like the notion that this is totally outlandish, totally out of the realm of possibilities after they were just talking about like hunting the Stonish giant. Just the fact that they found a hog's head. A hog's head? Doesn't make any sense.
All of a sudden, right there behind it, there's a damn hog's head.
That's so true, Huckleberry, dude. That you could not have said it better. It was a hog's head. I love the sound effects in this show so much. They get so much mileage out of those impact sound effects. And I love a good impact sound effect as much as the next guy, so I really appreciate how many they were able to get out of that hog's head reveal.
Damn! Oh my God! Holy shit! It's a hog's head.
What the hell?
Blood coming out of its nose, its ears, its eyes. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know, man. Don't ask me. They go up to the hog's head. Did you kill the Stonish giant? Then the other two members of the gang show up and they make their way into the back room to get a closer look at the hog's head.
Holy shit. I'm telling you guys, there was someone in here.
Dude, if this is the skeleton's lair, he's actually got kind of a sick setup, dude. He's got like a Pepsi vending machine fridge here. He's got a little sink in the background. Skeleton's not living too bad, honestly. Half expecting it to pan over. There's like a gaming setup. He's got one of those sick gaming chairs and 2 monitors.
They're gone. There's nothing else we can do. We have a lot to fill you two in on. Let's do it away from here. I don't feel safe.
Oh, dude, what happened? Why not? You okay? Did something happen? I don't get it. Now, you might not have realized it, but each one of the members of the team actually has specific roles on the team, as you can see in the, like, opening of the show. You got Trapper, the team leader. You got Buck, the expert caller. He might not be an expert himself, but he will definitely call one for you. You got Huckleberry, security. Can't believe that motherfucker was security the whole time, dude. What did he do to prevent them from getting kidnapped? He was sitting there with them chained up, just being like, I just gotta keep my eyes peeled in case anything funny happens. Good thing this is all very ordinary to me. Then you've got Jeff, the researcher. He's always researching different monsters, different ways of kind of healing from the trauma that his adventures have put him through. Willie, the trap builder, and of course, Wild Bill, the expert tracker. He's gonna track down the experts and then Buck's gonna call him over. Now you probably want to see them actually getting into action, you know, hunting a real monster. Because in that first clip, they were kind of honestly being hunted. So you want to see them in their element, going to investigate some kind of supernatural monster sighting. Which brings us to this clip, Fanged Creature attacks the AMNG team.
All right, guys, the next creature we're going to investigate is one we have a history with. We're going after the Cherokee Death Cat.
One thing you'll come to learn through watching clips of this show is they have a history with every monster. You could name the most obscure monster ever, the Patagonia Pants Swindler, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we've got history with that guy. Yeah, Buck actually dated him in college, right, Buck? Yeah, you do not want to mess with him, man. He'll swindle your pants.
We know this death cat is nothing to mess with. It's a huge feline, weighing in at 500 pounds.
Holy shit, dude, that's what it looks like? Oh my god.
Weighing in at 500 pounds.
500 pounds? This thing is jacked. Why did they make it so muscular? Look at the size of its arm, dude. The crazy thing is, if they got close enough to it with their camera crew to get a detailed enough idea of what it looks like that they could make this 3D model, why not just show the clip of it? That's what I want to see. I want to see real footage of this thing. Don't show me a fucking 3D render. Unless this was the footage that they got from it, in which case, give your cameraman a raise, dude. This is some crazy footage. Dude, I'm gonna go to a personal trainer, and when they ask me, like, what kind of body type I want, I'm gonna show them a picture of the Cherokee Death Cat. Yeah, I want arms that are sort of like 3 feet wide, and I want spikes coming out of the front of my face. Basically, just make me an abomination. Just make me a horrific, unnatural entity.
Well, Bubba, we heard you had a pretty interesting encounter out here.
Well, yeah, we did. So when we're coming out of the woods, I was along about that tree right back there, and Dad was in front of me on that little bank, and he just stopped dead. And he said, "Did you see that?" And I said, "See what, Dad?" And he said, "That big cat." And he said, "Son, that cat was 8 or 9 foot long." Said it was huge.
Dad, go on.
8 or 9 feet, man. Dude, if that cat they showed was 9 feet long, that's so big. I'm sorry, Buck, Huckleberry, and Jeff. You do not stand a chance. What are you gonna do? A 500-pound, 9-foot-long demonic lion? What is your plan? This dude, Huckleberry, is not enough security for you guys. You're gonna need more than Huckleberry to protect you from a 9-foot-long lion.
And Dad said leapt through the air and hit right there on that bare spot on that tree.
Okay, so the story is that this lion jumped from this log all the way over to that tree. Somehow landed in this tree without snapping it in half, first of all. And his dad saw it and he didn't? How do you miss that? If anything, you would at least hear it, right? You would hear like the loud thud of a 500-pound creature slamming into a tree. What were you doing when this happened?
I'm interested to see how far it is from that log up to where it lit up in that tree. That's a pretty long shot. I want to get a measurement and see exactly how far this big cat jumped.
That's right, Buck. That is what you did. Good memory, man.
These big predator cats, they don't fool around. This thing could be on top of you before you blink your eyes, and you're done.
Something big's been through here.
What's your solution to that? He was like, man, this thing could snap my neck from behind and I would never even know it was there. Well, anyway, let's go. So their plan right now seems like just to walk into the woods with hunting rifles, and that's their whole plan. I'm kind of 50-50 on if bullets would even have any effect on that monstrosity, but if it did, imagine them finding this like one-of-a-kind, once-in-a-lifetime species that no one's ever seen before, and they just fucking kill it. They find out it's actually a completely peaceful creature, like it didn't even want to kill them, and they're still like, get it!
Check this out. There's a pea post. This is fresh pea, dude. We just found a scent post. You can see claw marks almost 7 feet in the air and fresh urine at the base of the tree. This has to be the death cat.
It does? The only thing I can think of that can scratch and pee is a death cat that no one has ever seen before. Okay, guys, warning, here comes another oopsie daisy, we traumatized Jeff moment. So the other two guys, Buck and Huckleberry, start to walk off into the woods, not realizing that Jeff isn't with them. Jeff, meanwhile, is still staring at the tree that has claw marks and pee on it, like he just realized that there was a claw mark and pee on it.
Hey guys, there's claw marks on this tree.
Yeah, Jeff, they all saw that already, man. They talked about that like 5 minutes ago. You were also standing right there, so I don't know how you didn't see that. Jeff is useless, man. I'm starting to think that actually the other people bringing him along is actually a little more nefarious than I first thought. I think his purpose there is to be fed to a monster. I think they bring him as bait. They've kind of realized that monsters sort of gravitate towards him. He must just have that kind of energy that like monsters want to hurt him. So they just bring him along to like attract the most horrid things on the earth. Anyway, Buck and Huckleberry walk out of sight, and they're walking for a long time before they realize that Jeff is gone, and then Jeff starts hollering from within the woods.
Jeff! Jeff! Here's the tree we left him at. He's not here.
Here's the tree we left him at.
Here's the tree we left him at.
You guys didn't even realize you left him until you were like a mile away from him. How do you know where you left him? See, it's shit like that that makes me think that they're up to no good. Here's the tree we tied him to. Where'd he go? There's like a trail of blood leading away. Oh, thank goodness. This'll lead us right to the monster. And Jeff, of course. And our friend Jeff.
Wait, Jeff, hold up, Jeff.
Yeah,
Grab it.
yeah.
It locked eyes on me.
Oh my gosh, that scared me to death. Jeff, talk to me, dude. What's wrong?
What's wrong, Jeff? What the fuck, man? Why won't you talk to us? He already said it locked eyes on me, and they're like, what's wrong with you, dude? You're acting weird.
We just got up to Jeff, and he shook up.
Jeff, settle down, settle down.
What happened, dude?
Still taste his breath.
What?
Did you kiss the death cat? Buck's like, what did you just say? Dude, you know me and the death cat have a history, right? That's kind of fucked up.
Are you hurt anywhere, Jeff?
Are you hurt at all, dude? He looks fine to me.
Jeff said when we got separated, that death cat came out of the tree right on top of him.
I'm just imagining he's doing this confessional like right outside the car window where Jeff is like freaking out. Jeff almost died! That idiot almost got killed by a death cat, dude. Can you believe that?
I think the best thing we can do is get Jeff out of these woods.
Come on up.
And try to talk to him in the morning.
That could have ended really, really bad.
Yeah, that could have ended really bad, man. Thank God it only broke Jeff's mind. Alright guys, well I hope you've enjoyed this look at Mountain Monsters, my new favorite TV show that I've never watched. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg's what I call my subscriber base here on YouTube. We are the fastest growing army on YouTube. Please do not look that up. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
We're doing something that we've never done before.
Came to Oregon, we made sure to check the offcast where you can see mosquito activity.
Since today's forecast is severe, we came paired with our off deep woods dry repellent. You definitely need to try it out.
This is me standing in front of what's widely considered to be the most haunted hotel in the US, the Stanley Hotel. Every ghost hunting program that comes here somehow has this insane, traumatic, life-altering experience after staying here for just one night. And I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm gonna try to spend a night here hunting ghosts because I have one simple question. Is every ghost show and paranormal YouTuber over-exaggerating? Or is it just Shane Dawson? Because I know that Shane Dawson is. These shows are quite literally designed to scare you. They go in with a preconceived notion that like, well, we've got to make an entertaining show, and we're only here for one night, so we got to come up with something scary. So they add in scary music over every scene, scary sound effects, they dress all cool, and I'm pretty sure they just make stuff up too. And after filming this video and talking to the hotel staff, I have a lot of evidence. I just feel like as a viewer, we never get to actually see what the experience is like staying at one of these haunted locations. What's it like when a regular person that's not trying to make a scary video stays here? Are you actually guaranteed a spooky night of being tossed around the room by some guy that died 100 years ago? Or is it all fake?
That's somebody trying to back out of the... They got scared. They felt a presence and they're trying to leave. The vibe's off. We gotta get out of here. The Stanley.
The Stanley Hotel is probably most known for being so scary that apparently just one stay here inspired Stephen King to write The Shining. And I'll tell you the story of how that happened later, but ever since The Shining came out, this hotel has been the subject of countless ghost stories and paranormal investigations. Most of which exclusively depict this place as this decrepit, creepy old hotel that only exists at night. But this place is actually like a beautiful hotel. It felt less like a portal to hell and more like a tourist attraction. When I got there were people milling around, taking pictures. The hotel was like blaring music. If I was a ghost, I would have been pissed. I can't haunt this place. It's too nice out. Nobody's even gonna be scared of me. There are a ton of different ghosts that haunt this hotel. Like, I think every article I read and every person I talked to at this hotel somehow knew about a different ghost that I hadn't heard of yet. It's like anyone who's ever so much as even looked at this building gets sent here when they die. I'm worried I'm gonna haunt this place when I die. There's the ghost of a housekeeper that was in an explosion at the hotel and still sticks around to fulfill her maidly duties, a cowboy ghost that supposedly kisses women in their sleep, and a lot more ghosts, many of which are tied to specific rooms, like my room, the Haberdasher Suite, because my room is haunted by a haberdasher. If you don't know what a haberdasher is, it is someone who haberdashes, which apparently is old-timey speak for sells clothes to men. It's just a men's clothes dealer. Okay, I'm about to enter the room for the first time. Supposedly one of the many haunted rooms in this hotel. I've heard that when stepping into a haunted space for the first time, you can immediately notice a different energy. Wow. But I walked all around this room, looked in every nook and cranny, and I gotta say, I did not really feel anything. It's a good sign. There is a fly flying around. I don't know if you can see that. I keep seeing it smack into the window. He's trying to get out of here. He's scared. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say my spook level was hovering about a 1.1 on the spook meter. On the spookometer. No Bible. You know what, I feel like hotels like this often, because they're haunted, can get a pass if anything about their room is like shitty. Because they can either be like, well, the ghost did that. Sorry, your bed's fucked up, the ghost did that. Or just like people who are coming for like a haunted experience aren't looking for like the nice amenities of a hotel. They're not focused on the backsplash of the bathroom sink. They're focused on like, am I gonna start floating in the middle of the night? So, you know, I feel like we should be fair and actually do a review of this hotel room from a non-paranormal perspective. When you stay in the Haberdasher Suite, you'll feel like you were transported back to the early 1900s. And not just because there's a man trying to sell you a bowler hat in the corner. I'm talking solid wooden doors, no central AC, which according to an email was to preserve the historic feel of the room. A giant AC unit by the window, which does the exact opposite. I also like the fun historic pics of the hotel. Oh, that's the hotel in the background. That's tight. I thought this lady was holding a gun at first. That's why the hotel's haunted. This is moments before the first ghosts entered the hotel. This couple's just laughing, having a good time. This lady's like, yo, get a picture of this. In keeping with the theme of not keeping with a theme, the bathroom also felt very out of place.
This is actually a very nice shower. Some nice artwork over here. This is beautiful.
The bathroom had this like newly renovated farmhouse aesthetic, like something straight out of an episode of Fixer Upper. 0 out of 10, not historic, and too nice to be haunted. Seriously, when it started to get dark out, the only place I felt like I wouldn't get haunted was in the bathroom. I'd be peeing and the haberdasher would just be standing outside the door like, come out here. I can't haunt you in there, it's too nice. Come out here where it's old and creepy. Please. I want to sell you a hat.
Okay, this curtain has a stain on it.
Something was up with the bed, too. Do my feet look higher than the rest of my body? All right, I'm settled into my hotel room. I'm chilling. I went to the hotel restaurant and ate some dinner. The view was beautiful and the food was just okay. And my spookometer is still going strong at a 1. Now, you're probably wondering what I mean when I say that all of the shows that film here are over-exaggerated.
Native. Clean body wash with scents you love.
Unless you've watched one of these shows before, in which case you're not, you already 100% know what I'm talking about. Well, let's take a look at Ghost Adventures, which is hosted by what I like to call the Chris Angel of paranormal investigation, Zach Baggins.
This is a genuine, authentic haunt. The second I got my key and I shut the door, I pretty much said, all right, listen, I'm gonna have to get naked a couple times to take a shower. Sometimes in the middle of the night I get up to get water, and I can't guarantee that I'm wearing everything.
Oh no.
Oh shoot.
Is that something I should have done when I got here? Attention, all ghosts in this room. You are gonna see my dick.
From early childhood, I used to hang out around here. I've had 2 heart transplants. So every anniversary of one of my heart transplants, my parents would give me a weekend up here. I've had a lot of near-death experiences.
Wait, their gift to their son with severe heart problems was a trip to the scariest place in the country? Dude, I don't mean to pry, but your parents were 100% trying to kill you.
Our investigation will take us into 3 of the buildings that comprise the Stanley Complex.
The sound effects in this show are insane. They're designed to make you scared before anything scary even happens. I feel like I'm being shot in the chest every time they switch shots in this sequence.
The main hotel,
whoa,
the manor house, and the carriage house.
Oh, fuck!
At 3 a.m., I was woken up by an unexplained noise, and shortly after that, my digital recorder captured an EVP.
Shut the door.
Stuff like this is pretty hard to dispute because it's impossible to tell if this is staged or not, or if this is just like static that happens to somewhat resemble a human voice. Without the text on screen, it kind of doesn't even sound like a voice. Like, let me play a different one, for example, and you try to tell me what you think it says. And here's what it says. Did you get it? No? I knew you didn't have what it takes to join the Ghost Adventures. Get out of my hotel room. And then we get to Shane Dawson.
I think they tried to decorate for Christmas, but it is scary. Why are all these chairs so scary?
Watching Shane Dawson investigate the paranormal is like watching a wounded deer try to investigate a theme park. It doesn't matter what happens, he's going to be terrified.
Oh,
oh my god.
Wait, are they fucking with us?
Try this. Just unlocking the door to his room is almost enough to send Shane packing. This is creepy as fuck. It is a very normal hotel room.
Okay, can I just say something? And you're gonna think I'm being dramatic. My camera has been fine focusing this whole day. The second we got into this hotel, it stops fucking focusing every second.
I don't know if you guys know this, but cameras have a harder time focusing in dimly lit environments. That's like a well-known thing about cameras. It's pretty funny to try to pin that on a ghost.
It's not focusing on anything.
Yeah, you guys turned off all the lights. What is there to focus on? He's like panning around really fast and like getting really close to things in the dark. Like, I'm sorry, dude, the darkness is usually way crisper on this camera. But I think my favorite part about this is when Shane pauses the video and edits in text to point out something that he didn't notice while filming. I've shown this to so many people. Did you guys see anything? What did he think was there? I'm so confused. He didn't have to edit that in. It might be nothing? Yeah, no, it definitely was nothing. Throughout this video, Shane adds in sound effects that are designed to make his terrified reaction seem a little more justified.
Oh my my god.
He'll hear like a tiny bump noise that came from outside and then add in like the loudest horror sound effect you've ever heard. Here's the actual sound effect, and then here's how scared that made me. Okay guys, I have a confession to make. I know I talked a really big game about all the ghosts that have been spotted in this hotel. And as I was doing some research in my room, I started to realize that a lot of these stories might also be over-exaggerated a little bit. I know, apparently it's not just the ghost hunter shows that are doing it. Perhaps the hotel also has something to gain by playing up how haunted they are.
1911, maids up here are lighting acetylene gas lamps. There's a gas leak. This room blows up. The maid's name was Mrs. Wilson. It's believed that Mrs. Wilson is still with us in the hotel here. We've had guests walk into the bathroom, the light will turn on. Their clothes are put away in the dresser drawers and their bags are stacked in the closet.
I have a couple questions about this story, because the way he tells it in this show makes it sound like the housekeeper is haunting the hotel because she died in this explosion at the hotel. She didn't. She didn't die. I looked it up. There's articles about this story. This happened in 1911. A housekeeper accidentally blew up like half the hotel. She sustained injuries. She broke both of her ankles. And then she died. In 1950. She lived for 40 years after this explosion. Honestly, even if she is haunting the hotel, like if she died here in 1950, that's her own business. The hotel doesn't need to go around spreading this story about her fucking up and blowing up the hotel. That seems a little bit petty, doesn't it? The interesting thing about the housekeeper ghost is that it's said that most of what she does to haunt the hotel is folding people's clothes and making their beds while they're not in the room, which... Sure, it is pretty difficult to prove a ghost did that because that's what happens at every hotel when you leave the room, because that's what housekeepers do. But what would you rather her ghost powers be? Blowing up your room? Fucking up and just exploding the hotel? That wouldn't be a very fun ghost, would it? Yeah, this room is actually haunted by a creeper from Minecraft. If you hear hissing behind you, run. I'll be honest, at this point, I'm kind of worried I'm not even gonna get kissed by this cowboy ghost. And it's not just that. I also looked into the story about The Shining, and do you want to know what happened? What inspired this hotel's biggest claim to fame? On a cold winter night in the 1970s, Stephen King stayed in room 217 at the Stanley Hotel. It was the end of the tour season at the hotel, so it was very empty. And while Stephen was sleeping, he had a nightmare that his son was being chased by a hose. And it was so scary that he wrote a whole ass book about it. That's right. As far as anyone knows, and as far as Stephen King has ever said, Stephen King saw 0 ghosts at the Stanley Hotel. 0 ghosts. You can book the room Stephen King stayed in, and it is booked for every Halloween for 7 years, because the hotel's booking system only goes 7 years into the future. And he never saw a ghost. Okay, but to be fair, just because Stephen King didn't see a ghost at the Stanley Hotel doesn't mean that there's nothing weird going on here.
So in carpet, they've come up with a lot of technology to make it easier to clean, help it last longer, and have great benefit. You got some carpets that are waterproof. Stain masters are really good for your stain protections. You got Shaw that makes an R2X. You pour water on the R2X and it'll beat up.
I would find out when we got to talking to 2 tour guides at the hotel.
This is the 3rd, possibly the 4th haunted building I've worked at. This is definitely the most haunted place I've worked in town.
I think that there are far too close enough to sane people at the Stanley who have a ghost story.
When I started working here, I was thought, maybe I'll see a ghost, hear some weird noise, maybe once, twice a year. Some nights it's an every night thing.
And we also got to go on a tour of all the most haunted spots in the hotel after hours, where we found out a lot of juicy details about this hotel. For one, there are a ton of pictures of ghosts that people have taken at the Stanley Hotel. And on this tour, they showed us a lot of them. And while some of them just look like it could have been like a camera glitch or like a blurry low light photo where you can't really tell what's going on, when it's 1 a.m. and you're in the underground cave tunnels underneath a haunted hotel with 2 strangers you've never met, and one of them shows you a picture of a ghost girl hiding behind the carriage that you're standing right next to, Scary. The scariest ghost they told us about was a ghost named Dennis. They don't actually know the ghost's name, but they call him that because he's a menace. And I wish I had a video of some of the pictures they showed us, but Dennis looks creepy as hell. In every picture, he's just a shadowy figure with glowing eyes. In one of the pictures, he was posing in the background like this. And they told us a story about how one of the staff members saw Dennis in like the staff quarters, and Dennis started chasing him, and all the doors were locked, so he had to run upstairs and jump out a window to get away from Dennis. Do you have any idea how badly I didn't want to wake up in my hotel room that night and see Dennis staring at me? I was at a solid 5 or 6 on my little spook meter. But that all went down to a negative 5 or 6 when they started telling us a story about when Zach Baggins was there filming for Ghost Adventures. A big part of the Ghost Adventures episode at the Stanley was the carriage house, because that's where the hotel stores all of the mattresses that people have died on.
There's objects in here where some actual death happened, where the bodies were discovered on these beds.
So they spent like a ton of time in the episode trying to contact the spirits of people who have died on these mattresses. Can you guess what the tour guides told us? Yeah, none of that's true. Yeah, the hotel doesn't store mattresses that people died on like they're saving them for something. Save it. What would they be saving them for?
That's so funny. We're an operating hotel, and believe it or not, we switch out mattresses every once in a while.
So Zach Baggins and his crew apparently just showed up and like looked through the window of the carriage house, saw mattresses, and were like, hey, let's go make some stuff up in there. The most interesting thing I took from the tour is that even though the tour guides know all of the spookiest things that have happened in the hotel, some of them don't 100% believe in ghosts. We were walking with one of the tour guides after he had showed us, I don't know, some of the most insane pictures of ghosts I've ever seen. And Jake asked him like, so when did you start believing in ghosts? And he was like, oh, I don't know if I believe in that stuff. Huh? So wait, what was all that about Dennis then? You get to just tell me about Dennis and make me scared and then not believe in him yourself? How is that fair? Don't get me wrong though, a lot of the staff actually do believe in ghosts, so much so that some even claim to have personal relationships with the ghosts they interact with most often.
Last summer, 2021, Paul, our former caretaker of the concert hall, gave me a birthday present. It was a little 20-cent Euro piece, French issue. Left it on the front seat of my car 2 days after my birthday. I asked my husband, I asked my coworkers, I asked whoever, and then in a Ouija board session 3 weeks later, Paul claims it, and I carry it with me as a good luck token.
I'm a very naturally skeptical person, so when I hear stories like this, my brain immediately jumps to like, let's think of all the reasons why this might not be true. So rest assured, that's all I've been doing since I got back from the hotel. But like, you know, I have a hard time calling people liars and saying that their like first-hand personal accounts aren't true. What I do know though is that while we were getting this tour, there were at least 1 or 2 other tour guides that were following us and trying to prank us the entire time by tapping on the windows of the rooms we were in with sticks.
Because I remember one day it was like completely drained.
Who's there? I guess that's just kind of like a fun little thing they do there. A fun little hazing designed to, I don't know, make me poop, shit my pants. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of hazing, except for when there is. So I am kind of curious how many of the paranormal experiences the staff have had at this place that were just pranks that they never found out were pranks.
Surprise! Curology just dropped at Target. Available now.
With me to the Stanley Hotel, I brought pretty much every ghost hunting device I could get my grubby little hands on. So let's turn off the lights in this hotel room and get to work. I'll have this EMF running the whole time. An EMF measures electromagnetic frequencies, which are usually emitted by man-made sources like electrical wiring or ghosts. Is there anyone here right now? It's still at 0. Another popular ghost hunting tool is a tiny twist-on flashlight like this. Because some ghosts might not be super powerful and might not be able to move really heavy objects, if you twist one of these flashlights right to the point where it's about to turn off, it makes it a lot easier for a ghost to communicate by flickering the light. I gave any potential ghosts a little demonstration on how to twist the light, and I was about to start trying to communicate when the unthinkable happened. So if there's anyone here, let's maybe make... Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just a moth that flew in front of the camera light and Jake tried to swat at it. So the light flickered for a second. Don't let my nervous little smile and laugh fool you. I actually was scared right here. I guess having the only light in the room is kind of a... Oh shit, you got it.
I got it.
Holy... Mackerel.
Fuck that guy.
Yet another ghost in the room tonight.
Next up, the spirit box. A spirit box is basically just a little radio that rapidly cycles through radio stations. And ghosts can apparently use those radio stations to communicate with us.
Okay, now I would like to ask again, is there anybody in this room aside from me and Jake? Okay, we got a little something. I don't know what it said. Kind of sounded like, oh, you can do it. Very encouraging ghost. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Is there anybody that is maybe... Okay. That actually sounded... I said, is there anybody? And it kind of sounded like it might have said, there is somebody.
I'll let you guys listen to it a couple times. Let me know what you think.
That is maybe...
Full disclosure, I actually am pretty weirded out by this. This is a pretty strange occurrence. It does sound a lot like there's somebody, and so I will give 1 point to the ghost for that one. That was pretty good, buddy.
If you're a ghost, make no noise happen. Like, make it so no words are said.
I also have a thermal camera to look for cold spots, which could be ghosts.
Wait, what the fuck? I just turned it on and there's literally a cold spot right here. Actually, it feels wet. Oh, should I smell it? Okay, it kind of smells like it might be like a cleaner or something, I think. But it definitely is wet.
Hey, Danny, it's future Danny here. Could you stop touching that? It's definitely pee. There was a small wet spot, and then a little trail, and then a big wet spot, like somebody started to have an accident, managed to control it for a second, and then hobbled 2 feet, and then just let it all out. Which leads to the scariest question of them all. Why did I put my face in that? Why was my first instinct when confronted with a wet spot in a hotel room to get my nose and lips as close to that baby as I could? I'm at home. It's been a week since I was at this hotel, and my spook meter is at a 10 out of 10. I think I was possessed by a piss goblin. Luckily, in the rest of the room, we didn't find any more piss. We also didn't find any ghosts, but at that point, I was more worried about the piss thing. Now, full disclosure, I've never 100% liked the way that paranormal investigators go about looking for spirits. Everybody goes in and sits on the floor and is like, who's there? Can anyone say your name?
Who are you? What's your name? Did you pass away in one of those beds?
I think it's a little bit condescending. So I think if we're gonna find anything in this room, we're gonna have to get a little bit more drastic. Howdy, y'all. If there be any rootin' tootin' cowboys that like a good time, why don't you go ahead and flicker the flashlight? Is there any ghosts around me? Alright, well, I guess if you don't want to come out, I'm gonna have to keep all this gold myself. But the only thing coming from my vial of gold was a puddle of gold. So I guess my method of ghost hunting was a giant waste of time. And sure, I did get this sick picture out of it, but unless I ever make a half country, half hyperpop album and I need cover art, it's pretty much useless.
Good night. Tell the haberdasher I say hello.
I will.
I never really cared about other people's opinions of my style.
We are the new classic.
Okay, I am currently laying in bed in the dark in this hotel room. This is the first time I've been alone with all the lights off in this room. First off, let's do a bed review, dude. This bed? Very squishy. A lot squishier than I thought. So, should be a pretty cozy night if I can get to sleep. That being said, I'm not gonna lie, I am scared. It's honestly very frustrating to be scared right now. I think in an attempt to avoid sitting in complete silence, I just started saying anything that was on my mind, which resulted in me performing what reads like some sort of paranoid ghost-themed stand-up set. Why are people only scared of ghosts when it's dark? The fact that ghosts would only come out when it's dark, it, like, implies that ghosts only exist to scare living people? I don't subscribe to that. Why would that be? Alright. Yeah, man. Sick. Whatever makes you feel less scared, dude. Ghosts don't just come out in the dark. They also come out in the daytime. So you should be scared right now, but you should also have been scared all day. Very clever. Definitely having all of the pictures that they showed us on the tour, like replaying in my mind, is not going to help, so I really ought to stop doing that before I really try to get into it. So if my brain could just stop with that, and then we could proceed with the rest of the experience, that'd be great. As I laid there, I could almost feel my brain wanting to play tricks on me. I was so like hyper aware of every shadow in the room, every sound that I heard, every feeling in my body, and it took me a solid like 30 minutes to calm myself down enough to try to go to sleep. All right, well, I'm just gonna try to go to bed. Good night. I did it, baby. That's right. I slept in a haunted room in the most haunted hotel for 5 hours. And I slept like a rock, dude. There could have been a haberdasher twerking on my bed all night, and I would not have woken up. Luckily, it does look like nothing paranormal happened that night, because I would have been pretty pissed if I missed that. So, look, I can't tell you if there for sure are or aren't ghosts in the Stanley Hotel, but what I can tell you is that you're definitely not guaranteed a paranormal experience. What I can bet, though, is that it's still probably going to be pretty scary. Even
From the way we are greeted to the quality of the food, Culver simply puts more care into every meal.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my second channel. This is the second best channel on all of YouTube. Thank you for coming back for another epic video. Today we're going to be looking at this guy, Paul Vu TV's YouTube channel. I've gotten a couple DMs telling me to check this guy out, and it looks like he's got some pretty interesting content. I've watched like 2 of his YouTube shorts, and it's kind of like a brand new genre of YouTube. I'm not really sure how to describe it. The first weird thing about his YouTube channel is if you click on it, it says this channel doesn't have any content, which is not true. This channel does have content, because if you click on the videos tab, suddenly you will see all of his content. I'm not really sure why they don't show up on the homepage. I think it's because like the vast majority of his YouTube videos are YouTube shorts, which is like a new thing, and so maybe YouTube doesn't know how to put those on your channel yet. I don't understand how that works. Okay, the only video I've watched of his so far is this one called Husband Let Pizza Guy Do What to His Wife? And it was super strange. So I'll show you guys that one first, I guess.
Hey, how's it going, sir? Having pizza for you right here. Are you sure? Yeah, no, hey, here, I'll take the pizza. This is all for you. Go ahead and cut. Wow. How are you doing?
Why don't you unwrap me?
So his YouTube videos, I guess, are like skits that are like kind of trying to seem like real, I don't know, like hidden camera footage or something. Like, it's so hard to tell if he's trying to pass these off as real or just be like, this is kind of a funny scenario, right? It's not real, but it is kind of a funny scenario. The description doesn't really tell us anything more about it either. The title is Husband Let Pizza Guy Do What to His Wife? And the description is Husband Let Pizza Guy Do What to His Wife? Anyway, yeah, they give him scissors to cut through her wrapping paper. I love how awkward this is. She's just standing there like before he even gets there.
When did you say the pizza was coming?
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be here for 3 hours. 3 hours? He's really happy about it. I feel like, I mean, like, even if you were like the most horny guy on the planet, don't you think that this would just be like a weird situation? I feel like I'd be too like weirded out to enjoy this. With this guy standing over your shoulder, smiling. Why is he in a suit? He's in a man suit and she's in her birthday suit. Literally. I made a good joke because it's got balloons on it, so she's literally in a birthday suit. Good joke, Danny. You did it. He's wearing an I love Jesus and pizza shirt. It should say I love naked women and pizza. That's what it should say. Anyway, let's see what happens when he cuts it off.
This is very interesting. Yep, he deserves it, man.
He's just savoring the moment, dude. He's not even doing it fast. He could just tear it right off, but he's using the little scissors they gave him, commenting all along the way. This is really nice.
Appreciate it. I really do.
He's enjoying this so much.
Thank you, guys. We love your pizza shop.
Oh, well, I'm glad you guys do. I'll definitely... This right here. Yeah.
Wait, what happened? I looked away for 1 second and all of a sudden she's in different wrapping paper? They try to make it look like he cut off this balloon wrapping paper and then underneath was this wrapping paper, but she's holding it up. I don't understand this at all. Also, at the beginning of this shot, he's like biting his thumb, like he's just trying to restrain himself so hard. Isn't biting your thumb at someone, wasn't that like flipping someone off in like Renaissance era time? I feel like that's in a Shakespeare play. Isn't that in like Romeo and Juliet? Yeah, Romeo and Juliet quotes. Placing a thumb behind your front top teeth and flicking it out is a symbolic gesture similar to flipping someone off. Maybe that's what he's doing. He cut off all of this wrapping paper and was like, there's more wrapping paper? Fuck you! Go fuck it yourself. I love Jesus and pizza. Not these games. I don't like waiting.
Ta-da! Here's your tip! That's all you, man! Give me a hug!
And then it just ends. You see what I mean when I say, like, I don't know what genre of YouTube video this is? It's unlike anything I've ever seen before, I feel like. And I want to watch more. But unfortunately, this channel does not have any content, so goodbye. This video is over. No, okay, let's watch another one of his videos. I think we should go to maybe his most popular videos? This one is called She Became a Nurse and Got Away. It's his most popular video. Holy shit, dude, it has 145 million views. What the frick? Right off the bat, I'm super curious as to what the setup is. So there's like a criminal in the hospital. Is this like a hospital? A jail hospital? He's in jail and he's in the hospital. I guess like if you get injured doing a crime, they do have to probably bring you to the hospital and you're also an inmate. I was thinking like he got arrested in the hospital maybe and now he's in hospital jail. You were getting better fast enough. Now we're gonna lock you up. Put you in solitary confinement. You know how much better that gets you. And he's being guarded apparently by the SWAT team. He's in like a totally regular police outfit except it says SWAT on his vest. They brought in the SWAT team to watch this guy. What did he do? All right, let's watch this video.
Swiffer Sweeper Dry Cloths grab dust and hair and lock it away. Better than a broom. Love it or your money back.
Okay, so it's seeming like this person is going to be the one becoming a nurse and got away. Okay, we're 13 seconds in, and this video's a minute long. Is this whole video just gonna be this guy staring at this girl's butt while this person gets away? If so, why the fuck does this have 145 million views? Oh, yep, alright. Oh, it's a mask. I mean, I knew it was a mask, but I wasn't sure if we were supposed to know that it's a mask, you know? Look at this guy. Good God, dude. This guy has complete tunnel vision. He's so entranced by this butt. SWAT team? They should put him on a smack team. The only thing he wants to SWAT is some butt, is a butt. That was not as good as my birthday suit joke. I like that she's just in normal clothes under her prison jumpsuit. Did they really do that? I'm just picturing like a tough guy in a like orange jumpsuit, and he takes it off to get in the shower, and he's wearing like a suit and tie underneath. Yeah, I'm actually an accountant. I'm just in here for tax evasion and fraud. Okay, she's taking out a nurse outfit.